The Schilthorn is one of the most famous mountain excursions in the Jungfrau region. But when you only have so much time and money in Switzerland, the real question isn't, is the Schilthorn cool? It's whether or not it deserves a spot on your itinerary.
So today we're helping you decide. And the first thing you need to know is, what is the Schilthorn?
The Schilthorn towers over the Lauterbrunnen Valley, delivering jaw-dropping views of more than 200 snow-covered peaks in every direction. Step inside Piz Gloria, the world's first revolving mountaintop restaurant, to indulge in local Swiss dishes while gazing at the mountains outside the windows. But the Schilthorn is not just about the views. James Bond, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, was filmed here in 1969. Today, you can feel like a spy in the interactive Bond Museum, on the Walk of Fame, and even in the bathrooms. For more adventures, head down one station and test your fear of heights on the cliffside Birg Thrill Walk. Or spend the rest of your day wandering through the car-free alpine villages of Mürren and Gimmelwald with classic chalets, epic hiking trails, and never-ending views. And thanks to the brand new Schilthorn Bahn, you can reach all of these destinations on state-of-the-art cable cars, including the steepest cableway in the world.
Okay, so now you're probably thinking, wow, that looks amazing, and we totally agree. We have been here at least a half a dozen times, but we live here, and we can come anytime we want. So if the weather's bad, we can come another day, and if we don't have time this week, we can come again next month. But you probably don't have that luxury. So now the question becomes, is the Schilthorn worth adding to your itinerary? Now, you will love the Schilthorn if
your dream Swiss vacation includes standing in the middle of the Swiss Alps, surrounded by snowy peaks in every direction. The 24-minute ride to the top is panoramic in itself. And once you've arrived, there are also viewing terraces on every side of the building. So you can make a full circuit to absorb the landscapes in every direction. In particular, you have a front row seat to the Eiger, Münch, and Jungfrau, the three famous peaks in the region. And on a clear day, you can supposedly see Mont Blanc in France too. Naturally, the Revolving restaurant is a great place for this. It completes one full rotation every 45 minutes, so you can enjoy the famous Schilthorn brunch or Piz Gloria afternoon platter while soaking in the vistas. Not only can you have 360-degree panoramas while you eat, but then there are the view lounges, which we sat in for like 30 minutes when we visited here on my birthday a few years ago. They're just wooden benches in a big box to help protect against the wind, but each one faces a different direction so you can study different landscapes. And if you get cold and need to warm up inside, the views don't have to end. The Piz Gloria frames are giant windows that perfectly frame the mountains beyond. This was a super smart architectural design when they recently rebuilt this station. So if your goal is to be on a mountain in the midst of the Swiss Alps, the Schilthorn delivers.
Second, you will love the Schilthorn if you want amazing views with minimal effort. This is especially helpful if you have limited mobility or you're traveling with elderly parents or young children, including wheelchairs and strollers. And you really feel like you are on top of the Alps here, but you didn't have to put in the effort thanks to the world-famous modern cable cars. And from the terraces to the restaurant, it is so easy to spend a couple hours up here or even half a day. For example, in our one-week guide to the Jungfrau region, we recommend you spend 3 hours up at the Schilthorn and the Birg Thrill Walk.
If you're looking for just one iconic Swiss mountain experience, the Schilthorn becomes a very compelling option. There's cool transportation like the world's steepest cableway with a 58-degree incline, and awesome viewpoints from 2,970 meters high. There's tasty food like classic Swiss alpine macaroni. Plus, it pairs perfectly with the villages of Mürren and Gimmelwald. So you don't have to make a special trip to the Schilthorn that compromises other sightseeing priorities. All in all, this combo is our #1 recommendation for a can't-miss day in the Alps.
Fourth, the Schilthorn is great for Bond fans. Now, maybe we should have mentioned this first because it's such a unique theme and really over the top, no pun intended. Shortly after the Schilthorn first opened, James Bond filmed a movie here and really helped put this place on the tourist map. For a chance to fist bump James Bond, head to the Outdoor Walk of Fame. This short walk has 15 info panels, each one featuring a cast member, their signature, a personal message, and their fist waiting for you to fist bump back. And if you enjoy random Jeopardy facts like I do, you'll find it interesting to know that the late Queen of England was actually a Bond girl. Before you head inside, snap your best selfie with Bond on the terrace. Brett always has way too much fun with this. Next, immerse yourself in Bond's Spy World Museum, complete with trivia, a bobsled or helicopter simulator, and loads of fun games. And lastly, make sure to take a potty break when you're up here, because there's some really unique James Bond elements in here, like he talks to you when you flush the toilet or you wash your hands, and they even won a World Tourism Toilet Award. Now, it's kind of strange to film in the bathroom, so you'll just have to take our word for it and experience it for yourself when you come up here.
Fifth, come here if you want a little adrenaline, but not too much. This is particularly good for your wild teens who are searching for adrenaline. This adventure is at the Birg Thrill Walk, one station below, and it's a free stop already included in your ticket on your way up or down. Head down the steps, balance on a tightrope, walk across a glass floor, and crawl through a chain-link tunnel, all attached to the side of a cliff. Truly, Bond would be so proud of you. Jana's favorite is definitely the tunnel, but you gotta be flexible to crawl through it. If you're not a daredevil, you can also take in the views from the giant terrace beside the station and restaurant. And if you happen to enjoy hiking, we really like the trail from Birg to the tiny little alpine lake of Grauzeli below.
And sixth, you will love the Schilthorn if you're traveling outside of peak season, like late April through early May and late October through November. This is when many of the mountain transportation lines close for seasonal maintenance and many of the hiking trails too, but not the Schilthorn. So if you find yourself here during that time and everything else seems like it's closed, you can still enjoy the Schilthorn.
Now, if none of these points align with you, then you should probably skip the Schilthorn. But even if several of them sound interesting, there are still a few situations where we might recommend skipping the Schilthorn. Because our goal is to help you travel Switzerland with confidence, and that means being honest about the downsides too. So here are 4 reasons to reconsider.
The Schilthorn is the second most expensive mountain excursion in the Jungfrau region behind Jungfrau Joch. Beyond just tickets, also eating in the restaurant could easily cost you hundreds of Swiss francs. So if you'd rather spend your money elsewhere, that's totally okay. And we're gonna share a few more money-saving tips in just a moment.
Yes, you can hike to or from the Schilthorn. In fact, I've hiked up here from 2 different directions. But the trails are really narrow and steep with a lot of loose rock and plenty of exposure. So don't attempt them unless you're a very experienced alpine hiker. Even Jana is an experienced hiker and she hasn't hiked up here yet.
The Schilthorn is all about the views. And while the weather can change quickly, we probably wouldn't come up here if the webcams and the forecast are showing persistent cloud cover.
Although there's lots of Instagram peer pressure to see and do everything, we rarely say that something is a must-see for everyone. Instead, find the experiences that fit your travel style. And if the Schilthorn doesn't make the cut, that's totally okay. But before you make your decision on if you should visit the Schilthorn, here are a few practical things to know.
Like we just said, the Schilthorn can be expensive, with prices up to 115 francs round trip per adult. However, you can snag a free ticket on your actual birthday. I think that's so fun.
Look at what I spent for my ticket to and from the Schilthorn today. Did you know you can travel free to and from the Schilthorn on your birthday? What a cool birthday gift. And I enjoyed my gift today.
But you can also save money with some kind of transportation pass. For example, the half fare card and Swiss Travel Pass give a 50% discount, and the ride is completely free with the Berner Oberlin Pass. And tip, if you're traveling with the Jungfrau Travel Pass, the Eurail or Interrail Pass, the cheapest route is to travel from Lauterbrunnen via Grütschau, because this way up to Mürren is covered completely by those passes. You can use our free Swiss train pass checklist to decide which train pass or passes are best for your itinerary in less than 5 minutes. You can buy these tickets on the SBB app, the SBB website, the Schilthorn website, or at any of their stations. And if you're planning to enjoy the brunch or the afternoon lunch platter, it's best to buy a combo ticket online. Now, if you have the Berner Oberlin Pass, you don't actually want to buy this because your ticket's already free, so that doesn't make sense. But the best place to buy this combo ticket is on the website, so you can make a table reservation at the same time that you buy your ticket.
Thankfully, the Schilthorn is usually open year-round. I think we visited here in every season of the year, and it's always stunning. The first ride up from Stechelberg is between 7 and 8 a.m. depending on the time of year, and the last descent is between 5 and 6 p.m. There's no reservation system for the cable cars and no reason to buy your ticket far in advance. So we suggest looking up the forecast on Meteo Swiss and checking out the Schilthorn webcam on the morning of your visit to see if the views are clear. Then buy your ticket on the SBB app or online before departing. And be sure to pack a jacket no matter what time of year you visit. Even though it's warm today, it can often be pretty chilly even in summer since you're at nearly 10,000 feet. And if you're a snow sports enthusiast, you cannot miss the Schilthorn ski region in winter, which boasts a snow park, a speed slalom course, and the steepest ski slope in the Jungfrau region.
The Schilthorn summit opened in 1967 as the world's longest aerial cableway. Now, it's no longer the world's longest, but it is now the world's steepest cableway from Sesselberg to Mürren. And I think this is so fascinating. It's all powered by hydroelectricity or solar-powered batteries that are regenerated when it descends. It's just so cool. Okay, but how to get up here? There are actually 2 routes from Lauterbrunnen to Mürren that you can take, and then there's 1 route from Mürren up to the Schilthorn. And in our opinion, we think it's best to ride up one way and down the other. From Lauterbrunnen, option 1 is to ride the bus to Sesselberg and then ascend on the steepest cableway in the world to Mürren. Or option 2 is to ride the cable car from Lauterbrunnen to Grütschalp, followed by a train to Mürren. For both of these rides, be sure to sit on the left side for the most panoramic views. And once you're in Mürren, walk about 10 minutes across town to the Schilthorn cable car station. From here, all travelers follow the same route, a cable car from Mürren to Birg, then a switch to the final cable car to the Schilthorn. If you're coming by car, you can park in the parking garage at the Lauterbrunnen train station or the parking lot in Sesselberg at the Schilthorn station. And if you're coming by train, there are connections from Lauterbrunnen to Gimmelwald, Interlaken, and beyond.
Yes, the Schilthorn is an amazing mountaintop excursion worth at least a few hours of your time. But pair it with our favorite nearby villages of Mürren and Gimmelwald, and you have the recipe for a perfect day in the Swiss Alps. In fact, if you have just one day in the Jungfrau region, head here. And if you'd like us to completely plan this day for you, so all you have to do is show up and enjoy yourselves, then you can find that itinerary in our 1-week guide to the Jungfrau region. And we'll see you in Switzerland.